I think we are right. Yes.
What happened?
So we did like we are left with 15 questions in this quiz. So let's complete that, and then we can do this quiz, composition arcs,
Nice.
or like because we have not revised composition arcs. So I think that will be a good quiz to do today. All right, let's start.
Yes. Give me a minute. Just a minute. You're right.
Hmm. Dear the champ.
So here. Let's go. All right.
All right.
USD dot stage dot traverse box prims depth first pre-order using default predicate. Which prim does it visit?
Using default predicate. Okay. Which prim does it? Mm, at least one authority with the active concrete non-abstract, prims to order composed field, including inactive and abstract ones.
I think
Don't get. Mhm.
mm, default predicate. What is default predicate? If default predicate is defined, then how would the immediate children? B. I would go with B if default predicate.
Yeah. Mm, I also think it's B, but it can also be D. For some reason, I remember something related to children directly beneath the stage is pseudo root. Active.
But it does not say that if those prims or those childrens are inactive in a point. But B is like more justified. Yeah, that's why I would want to go with B.
Okay. A pipeline converts USD to GLTF, a process that is typically lossy, which approaches help verify the fidelity of the conversion and any round trip. Select all that apply. Select three options. Assume fidelity is
So,
preserved before because the packaging is lossless. Visually inspect the rendered result against source asset. Add automated tests that compare converted output against expected result. Automated tests that compare. Yes, see. Treat equal file sizes.
B as well.
Treat equal file sizes before and after as proof of fidelity. Um, Run a validator such as yes. B. I don't know about D. Why D treat equal file sizes before and after as a proof as
I
proof of
think B. I would
fidelity.
go with B. I think I would go with B, not D.
Visually inspect the rendered result.
Against the source asset, like if proper
Mhm.
subdivision scheme or I would say colors that are supposed to be over there are reflected in our rendered result or not. So I think those are the comparison that we have to do eventually because
Visually inspect the rendered result against the source asset.
we
But
have to make sure. Yeah, go ahead.
how can you like what if the scene is very complicated? How can you do it visually?
USD view, like first we are trying to render like the question itself says over here. which approach helps verify fidelity of the conversion and any round trip. So what does fidelity means is like to define that whatever you have converted, like the source truth matches.
I know that.
But so like if you even if like equal file sizes, right? So both of so the thing is you can have the file sizes equally, right? But there is not, but it doesn't mean that the things that you have rendered matches the source. But if you have rendered, if you whatever you are rendering is also the same as that is going to be rendered in the source as well as an output,
Hmm.
that means your whatever pipeline that you have used is definitely working and it's perfect. So at this point,
Mm-hmm.
the file sizes does not matter. At and at any point, I do not recall that fidelity did focused on any file size or something like that. So that's why I would go with D.
Hmm. D.
Yes.
Why do I have a feeling that it's gonna be D?
Let's see. We will figure out later. You can mark it green if you want.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
What is
When is a conceptual data mapping document typically authored, and what is its core purpose before adding importer or exporter code to reason about translating between USD and another data format? I think it could be A. Did after validation after the importer ships during the render? No, I think before. It's A.
what is conceptual data mapping type typically authored? Okay, before importer. Oh, okay, okay. Yes, yes.
When packaging with USD zip, what does A asset option do? Marks the packages as an ARKit style asset to enforce the single USDC restriction. Marks the package as an ARKit style asset to enforce the single USDC restriction. That's the asset name string recorded in the package's metadata header.
When packaging with USSD, what does A marks the asset archit to enforce single user
As an arbitrary auxiliary file to package
copy implement the package.
without resolving its
B, like the
references.
asset name string recorded in the package metadata header. I would go with that.
Treats the argument as resolvable root layer and copies it. Plus its dependency into what sets the asset name string recorded in the package's metadata header. Sets the asset's name string recorded in the package metadata. Asset name string where? Where does it?
And it is as in the description of the package, basically.
It's the asset name string record, bro. That is recorded
Oh
in.
wait! I think it's gonna be A. My bad. It's gonna be A. Marks the package as an archit style asset to enforce single user restriction. I think I have read it somewhere, and we did read it when.
ARKit, yes, yes. Marks the package as ARKit as style asset to enforce the single USDC restriction. Okay, let's see if this is correct. Before delivering an AR's asset, the team wants to confirm a USDC package is compliant with the format and renderable by Hydra. Which tool performs that validation?
A.
USD
What is
checker, bro.
Wait, is it zip? No, it's not zip. Yeah, it's gonna be D then. Yeah, yeah, nice. But it is Z. You cannot use checker on Z. So you have to use
How
A.
do you know?
But dude, there's the same question right above. Above. And that
You
one,
can't use USD checker on USDZ.
no, you cannot use.
Are
First,
you
you have to,
sure?
yes, first you have to dump it.
I will go with checker. You go with
Okay.
data exchange. Which statements about USD checker command line flags are correct? Command line flags are okay. Passing the STDRR to the out flag out writes failures to standard error and disables colored output. No root package only flag recomputes. The root package only flag recomputes every gprims extend before validating the package. The root package only flags so recomputes every the strict flag makes the checker return a failure even as I think C.
That's true.
Skip variant flag just flags checks just the default variant selection instead of every variant. I see. And the no asset checks flag flattens all sublayers into the root layer before checking. No asset checks.
No, 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 no,
No,
no. E won't be an answer.
the root patches only flag will link. Bro, please, 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 please.
Oh yeah, my bad, my bad. I'm gonna put it on D&D. My bad.
And do something about your mic, bro. Like,
Yeah,
get a
bro.
new mic or something, bro. Fuck.
Yeah, bro. That's the plan. I'm gonna use that OpenUSD certification money to get it. Get the mic now.
Uh, bro, it rings in my ears so bad.
My bad, bro.
Which statement about USD checker command line flags are correct? So, root package only flag recomputes every G prim extend before validating the package. Mm, I'll go with B.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think that is the one only that makes sense over here.
Which
I think
statement
SDR to flag
about generating
errors and
schema classes with USD gen schema from schema.usd layer are correct? A multiple apply API schema must declare the property namespace prefix. The schema layer must declare library name and its layer metadata. Yes. API schema import. API schema import the type name to the prems. No. API schema class must end with API. And is a type schema must omit type names or no? I think D. And a multiple apply API schema must declare property namespace prefix. Yes. A, B, and D. What?
I'm just looking through other ones again. Impart type name. No. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No. And D. CA and E doesn't make sense. Which of the
Hmm.
following type may be embedded inside a compliant.usda? Select all. Uh, FBX, GLTF, and
PNG.
uh, PNG. I don't recall PNG, but okay,
PNG, bro.
PNG.
Bro, we used PNG to.
Oh, we did use it. I do not recall it, but okay.
Bro, we did create a USD banner. You remember in USD view, and we used the PNG image texture.
Hmm.
Which statements correctly contrast USD cat F flatten with E flatten layer stack while preserving references and variants? Yes. And then flatten resolves all composition arcs, including reference variants, into one result. Yes, that is true. Single prim, no. Both options require output file name, no. Flatten leaves. Payloads unresolved, no. I think A and B.
Wait, how many? Okay, two only, right? Yes. Okay. An engineer
An
converts
engineer
a layer
converts a
from
layer from create text
and back
to text
to
back to create and want to confirm the round trip reserved the composed content. Which tool is designed for this comparison?
USD cat mask, which limits
Def
partition, USD diff, which compares the cat output of two files, USD view which renders the stage to image, so your engineer converts structure back to create, which you want to confirm round trip preserved, composed. Yeah, def. Which
Which
statement
statement about the direction of the data exchange implementations are true?
an exporter converts application runtime into OpenUSD. A standalone converter does file to file conversion that may be uni or bidirectional. An importer converts into runtime and D is not incorrect. And how many do we have to select? CFI.
Yes, B, I think.
Yeah, uni or bidirectional. That makes sense. An OBJ exporter offers a up access option. OBJ is natively Y up when the user selects Z. What must the exporter do in addition to setting the stage up access metadata to Z? Apply corrective plus 90-degree rotation about X on default trim.
Wait, what is an OBJ exporter offers an up access option? OBJ is natively Y up. When the user selects Z, the exporter do in addition to setting the stage up access metadata to Z. Hmm. Okay.
67. Your boundables have animated geometry and authored extent. Which two statement about extent are correct?
Their boundables have animated geometry and authored extent. Animated geometry and authored extent, which statements all extents are. Extent is the measure of G prim's local space and excludes the prim zone transform. Header from the list of first and last authored. Mm,
A is gonna be the one, I guess. And second,
wait 1 second. Why a extent is measured by G prim's local space
yeah,
and excludes prim's own transform?
yeah, because extent is like an assumption, right? No, extent hence is an assumption. My bad. Extent needs a single time series because G prime bounds stay constant across.
Automatically interpolated by header from the first and last authored time sample.
Render can.
The authored must set every time sample with geometry
He's gonna be
effective
he's
value.
gonna be one of the answer for sure. Extent is the
Extend leads to a single time sample because G prime won't stay constant across the animation. The won't space so render can cull prims without composing.
so E is gonna be the one definitely, and extent is automated into the hierarchy from the first to last.
Will be stored, extend is stored in world space. I know that. So a renderer can cull prims without composing transforms. Yeah, that is true.
Extent needs a single time series because geom bounds stay constant across animation. Geom bounds, do they stay constant across animation? I'm not sure. Like either it's gonna be B or either it's gonna be D. So since extent is a part of interpolation, I guess I would go with B then. No, wait. Wait, extent is authored, it must be set at every time sample where geometry effects properties are authored. Yeah, yeah, I think it's gonna be B, C, D, any of them. But yeah, let's go with B.
Um, I'll mark your answer as B, but I don't think it's gonna be B at all.
Yeah.
Extend needs a single time sample because a G prim bound stays constant across when stay extend is authored. It must be set. Yes, it's C. Yep, it's C.
Hmm.
Alright, what is the effect of running USD cat out O out.usda model USDC. So it will convert model.usdc into USDA. It writes a human readable text copy of the composer. It writes another create file. It says text output requires USD format USDA. It prints the layer to std out. I think it's gonna be C.
Dot USDA dot model dot C. Yeah, C. It's gonna be C.
Which statement about the get versus create property idiom in the USD API are correct? Create rel relates relationship without taking the default target. Create rel requires a default target passes an argument. It requires a default target passes an
B.
argument.
B.
How do you know how is B, bro? Like you don't need to pass an. Oh wait, requires a default target
But if you do
pass.
not pass the default
Yes.
prim, then it's, or if the default prim is not over there, then it's gonna throw an error in your
Get
model.
attribute returns the USD attribute without authoring scene description. Author the default value in the first time it is called no. So I think it's
Create,
gonna be
not C. See,
create attribute. Wait. Sorry. Create attribute.
D and E.
Like,
D and E.
bro, three options.
Yes, B, D, and E.
E is definitely not the answer because you have to do a dot set as well, I think.
Bro, but it's giving you like for everyone you have to do dot set over there, then dot create dot everything. So E will be the answer as well, like based on the options that we have over there.
Wait, create attribute, authors and attribute definition in the current edit
Oh no,
target.
wait. Get
Authors and attribute definition in the
no.
current edit target. Authors
Create
and attribute definition.
relationship. Create returns a USG attribute without authoring. Get attribute returns a. Oh yeah, it's gonna be C. My bad. It's gonna be C. It's gonna be C. B C D. Yes, it's gonna be C.
Yes, I told you. BCD. The USDC specification requires that data for each contained file begin at an offset while offset that is multiple of 64 bytes from the start of the packaging of the package. What does this alignment requirement enable? Zero copy memory mapped map access to the contained.
UGC requires that data for each contained file at an offset that is multiple of 64 bytes from start of the package. What does this statement requirement enable? Ooh. B.
Map. Yes, I've seen that somewhere. All right, let's check the answers.
Yes, sir.
All right, aligning each file to a so 70 is correct. Bruh.
What?
69. See, I was saying it was gonna be A, bro.
Oh, okay, bro. That's fine. It's a
A,
quiz.
C, and D.
This is what practice quiz are for. Create relationship without. What is explanation over there? Why not B?
One second. Aligning each file to 64 byte boundary lets contained data be consumed in the place of through memory mapping and satisfies byte vector alignment such as AVX512 avoiding an extra copy when reading. So zero copy memory mapped access to the content data. Now get attribute returns USD attribute without authoring the scene description. Create attribute authors a definition in the current edit target and create rel creates the relationship without taking default targets because relationships are list edited.
Shit, dude, I forgot. Literally forgot about this. List edited.
because relationships are list edited. So get attribute does not author a value on its own. Create rel does not accept a default target argument. Hmm. Okay, this is important, bro. I feel like this can be asked.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 68 is C. That is correct. It writes human readable text copy, so this is correct. Okay, and 67 answer is A and C. So both of us were wrong. Answer is A. Yes, C I was right, but E I was wrong.
Wait, so what is the answer?
A and C.
Extent is measured in the G-prim's local space and excludes the prim's own transform. And C, when extent is authored, it must be, yeah, bro. And extent is stored in world space. Okay. Hmm.
E is not the answer.
Hmm. But yeah, okay. Now I know that it must be set at every time sample where geometry effective properties are authored.
Extent is measured in G prim's local space and excludes the prim's own transform.
Bro,
Extent
it was, like
is
the answer was right in the question, right over there, like in .usda. Like over there, we can see that each extent sample for
as
time.
a time sample.
Yeah, like the time sample has its
Mhm.
own extent. So like it's of 1, 2. So that's why C.
Extent is measured in G prim's local space and excludes prim's own transform. What does A mean? I don't understand what A means.
Like you remember what are extents? How do extent works?
Yeah, they are like a imaginary box around the prim.
Yeah, around the prim, but it's not necessarily that that extent will have a larger or a smaller radius. It's just an assumption or approximation,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? And extent won't have any prim transform over there. That's what it's saying. Excludes the prim's own transform. So, like extent won't rotate because it's an imaginary bounding box, right? So if you keep a prim inside that extent and that prim is having any kind of rotation or something kind of like that, it won't
Mm-hmm.
matter to extent, maybe a translation or something, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that's why I think A was correct, because like since it's
Mm-hmm.
an imaginary box, you won't need that imaginary box to move somewhere or have some kind of transform, and that's why those transforms will not be like migrated or related with extents at any point.
I see. So extend is local space and excludes the prim's transform. Once any extend is authored, it must be authored at every time sample. So extend is local space. Okay. Hmm. 66 is correct B. 65 is correct ABC. Exporter, what is it? External direction detection. Yes, an exporter converts application runtime format into OpenUSD and importer converts OpenUSD into file. And then standalone converter does file to file conversion and maybe union bidirectional, correct. USD def. What is. Yes, correct. 64 is correct. 63 is correct. A and B. 62 A, B, and D. Bruh, you are so confident.
Which one?
62.
A. What is the answer?
A, B, and D.
A, B, and D. All of them went wrong. Can we just
A and D.
verify this? Can we just verify this once?
Yeah, bro.
Just verify this once.
Correct USD, C. Correct USD, Z. Uh, USDC spec. A USD package is an uncompressed zip archive that is allowed to contain the following file types: USDA, okay, PNG, JPEG, EXR, AVIF, so PNG, and then M4A, and then OpenEXR. This EXR, it is correct, bro.
Okay, GPJ, EXR, AVF. EXR, and then AVF is not over there. But M4 audio, okay. MP3, okay, okay. And USD, okay. I don't see any. Yeah, this could be a different. This could definitely be a question for sure.
I don't think so. I don't think they are gonna
Don't
pinpoint
don't.
this.
Last time they did ask, like they will definitely have these kind of questions.
What? I don't think I saw any question like this.
Like, okay, last time it was not over there, but there was a question regarding USD CAT and all those things, right? So this could
Yeah,
be
that's
definitely an MCQ. Instead of USD CAT, they might ask you about USDC package formats.
hmm. Imitador. Alright, 61.
61.
Wait, oh my bro. I accidentally closed it. We were on 61. Okay, 61 answer is ABD, that is correct.
Hmm.
So multiple apply API schema must declare a property namespace prefix. Schema layer must declare library name. API schema class name must end with an API when using USD gen schema. 61 is correct. Okay, 60 is wrong.
60 is wrong. So how many?
A,
A.
A, C, and D.
The package SGR, the flags. Okay, root package only recomputes every GPM extreme before validating the package. So, I think root package takes cache instead of decomputing it.
Let me open this real quick. USD checker attempts to validate USD and USDZ or USDZ file using a series of rules and metrics that will evolve over time. This tool currently provides the best assurance that an asset will be properly interchangeable and renderable by Hydra. Utility for checking
Compliance of a given USD or USDC stage, only the usage, USD checker, positionals, and profile.
where is that then? STDRR?
Search, do Command F.
Bro, it should be right here. We are in USD checker.
Yeah, but just do a command F to find out quicker. It might be hidden in plain sight.
Right, bro. Oh, out file over here. The file to which all the failed checks are output if unspecified. The file checks are output to std out if stderr terminal coloring will be suppressed. Passing stderr to the out flag writes failures to standard and disabled color output. Oh, okay, nice to know. I don't think that they're gonna go into that much depth.
Hmm.
If they do, then we know this.
SDR, okay.
It's basically just gonna be like if you don't pass this flag, there's gonna be colored failure like red, I think, and then all the file like the file to which all failed checks are output.
Hmm.
If unspecified, the failed checks are output to std out. Okay, so you can specify an output file for checking like storing all the errors.
Hmm.
I think these things will be useful when we are doing this stuff with Cloud Code or something like that.
Mhm.
It's gonna directly read the file that will contain all the failures detected by USD checker, and then boom.
I'm just gonna create a skill for out of like the documentation and every fucking thing that we have
Mm,
that we have scraped when we will start
mm,
working with ISAC, so that Cloud always knows, like the context is always loaded, and all
mm.
of these things Cloud already knows. And if it doesn't, then we can always update the memory accordingly. And people, like, once we since we are going to SIGGRAPH, we might see how people are also using agentic workflows.
That is the main thing that's gonna be there in Graph.
Because like Admar did shared me a link where about agent productivity with uh,
The YouTube stream.
yeah. So
I know that. Yes, I have it.
so I think eventually, like, this is for like foundations, and then Cloud Code we will be using Cloud Code or any agentic to harness to get
Mm,
our sim running and doing all the changes or enhancements, or maybe building the complete USD world from scratch,
mm.
depending on it.
So the strict flag makes the checker return a failure even when the stage produces only warnings. Skip variant flags checks the default variant selection instead of every variant. Number 60. Oh, 59. Answer is D. I told you, bro. I told you.
Yeah, bro. Check dump. USDC package is compliant with format. Hmm.
Let me see this as well.
But does
Oh,
it?
it was an asset validation.
Uh, but does it do for
Uh,
Z? Oh, USD stage or Z? Yeah, it says right over there. I just did it.
Before delivering an AR asset, a team wants to confirm USDZ package is compliant. Okay. USDZ package is compliant with the format renderable by Hydra. Oh, it was written over here as well. USD checker attempts to validate USD or USDZ file. Look at this. USDZ file using a series of rules. It's right over there.
Hmm.
Why is it pointing to USDZ? Omniverse Asset Validator is based on USD Checker and provides a GUI for asset validation. The asset validator includes user interface, common command line interface, Python API, automatic fixes for field validation, ability to add new rules. So it can also automatically fix the failed validation,
Hmm.
basically. And what is it saying? Typically, unit test. Yes, look at this. USD checker can validate USD stage or USDZ package using a set of defined rules to provide best assurance that an asset will be properly interchangeable and renderable by Hydra. USD checker strikes again. All right, 58 58 is C. It is wrong. Damn.
58 is wrong. Treat the argument as resolvable root layer and copies and marks the package as ARKit.
Tool set. Open this shit up. Asset. Resolvable asset path pointing to the root layer of the asset to be isolated and copied into the package. Treats the argument as a resolvable root layer and copies it to its dependency into the package. Damn, if they start asking questions like this, then I'm fucked.
Treat the argument resolver root. Dude, we are preparing for the, as one of our angel investors has said, hope for the best, prepare for the worst. Treats the argument as resolvable root layer and copies it plus its dependencies into package. Treat argument as resolver root layer and copies it plus its dependency into root package.
The question could be something like, okay, we wanna, resolve one of these files as a root layer and copy its dependencies into the package. What command should we run? And the options would be like USD zip with flag A and asset
Hmm.
A or asset or something like that. And the other options would be USDZ, C, USDZ, B, dump. What does dump do? USDZ flag dump text. So dump contents of specified USDZ file. If a file path argument is provided, the contents are output to a file at a given path if no argument is provided, or if
Dash.
dash is specified as an argument, the contents are output to std out contents. Std out means in the terminal, right?
Yeah, in the terminal, I guess. Yes, in the terminal.
Standard output.
Yeah.
Standard output, I think that's what it means. Alright, so 58. Wrong. 57th is A. That is correct. 56 is BCE. That is correct. A pipeline converts a USD to GLTF, a process that is typically lossy, which approaches help verify the fidelity of the conversion and any round trip. Let all that apply. Visually inspect the rendered result against the source asset, add automated tests that compare converted output against expected results, run a validator such as USD checker on the converted output, add automated test that is visually. I don't know why B is right. B is right, like our answer is correct, but I don't know why.
Dude, why won't it be
Visually,
right? Okay, okay. Give me a reason. What's your reasoning? Why is it? Why would?
bro, my reasoning is if you are gonna do visual inspection,
Yes.
okay, and if it's like a very complicated scene like this, okay, let me show you a scene like this,
Uh huh.
right? You're saying that you
No,
will
no,
be
no, no.
able to visually tell
You
each
are
and
going
everything.
on extreme edge cases, right? First, what you will do is you will start looking like if you want to make sure that each and every asset is rendered thoroughly and correctly and is a truth to the source, right? So for that, what you will do is you will go through each and every asset that you are trying to import from the source and make sure that the asset is imported with all the colors, all the definitions, and it looks exactly like it is supposed to be, right? So that's where visual
Mm,
inspection comes in. That's what I'm saying. You are definitely correct that okay, if you have a complex scene, but in that complex scene as well, won't you take a look at all the assets one by one to make sure that okay, hey, this is this asset correct? Is this asset rendered as the same scene as we have?
mm,
So that's why like usually like for our human verification, that's what I'm saying. Like
mm,
if you use AI or if you use any agentic model, then it will definitely give us more elaborate information. But once we are trying to push it or publish it or do somewhere, we will make sure as a third party verification that okay, whatever was
mm,
rendered onto the source is exactly as same as that is being rendered on your OpenUSD renderer, Omniverse Kit, or
mhm,
whatever tool you're using to render that thing.
mhm.
So that's why we usually inspected the render result against the source. Okay, let's say if you haven't gone with B, what would you have went with?
No, I'm saying the other two doesn't make sense, but yeah,
Like
okay.
my reasoning was exactly this. Like I looked at it as a human perspective.
From OpenUSD to runtime. Exporter translate from data from runtime to OpenUSD. Import is to DCC and export is from DCC. Standalone converters. Hmm. A converter should be one way or two way. It's important for developers to document that their converter does. When the converter does, okay, okay. I'm just trying to see what it says about visually. Okay, data exchange to OpenUSD should start with extract as the goal is translate. Maintain favor applying user export option, making changes to the content structure deeper from implementing. No more options applying user export option from DCC to OpenUSD. Okay, let it be. Mm, okay, 56 was right, and then 55 is correct. Frames that are active loaded, yes. But let's just take a quick look at this for revision purposes. Stage traversal. Most consumption of USD data follows pattern of traversing an open stage frames on one at a time or several in parallel. A USD stage allows for both direct and sub-range based traversals, each with filtering according to a number of criteria. Direct. Given a USD prim P, one can fetch its direct children on the stage using P dot get child. USD prim dot get children, get children. Oh, P is Python, I guess. P
Hmm.
dot get all children and P dot get filtered children. Subtree range, one can also fetch a USD prim subtree range directly from prim via P dot get descendants. Mm, get all descendants. Get all descendants, get filtered descendants. Okay, now the get start descendants methods are wrapped to Python pending a refactoring project. Additional and more commonly used USD core code, one can traverse the subtree routed at a prim by creating a USD prim range. Mm, Traditionally and more commonly used in USD core code, one can traverse the subtree routed at prim by creating USD prim range, which allows for depth first iteration, the ability to prune subtree at any point during iteration, can create a return a USD prim range that will traverse the entire state during default prediction. Okay, this is where the statement is. The USD stage traverse method creates and returns the USD prim range that will traverse
The stage using default predicate.
entire stage using the default predicate. Over here, traverse is the active, loaded, defined, non-abstract films, active, defined, loaded, and concrete non-abstract films on the stage depth first. Traverse returns a USD prim range, which allows a low latency traversal with the ability of prune subtrees from traversal. It is Python iterable. So in its simplest form, one can do for prim in the state.traverse print prim.getPath if either a pre and post order traversal or a traversal routed at particular prim is desired to construct the USD prim range directly. If either, okay. You need to use the return USD prim range is iterated to perform actions such as pruning subtrees. See the USD. Bro, everything that it points to has like five additional things that it says, okay, you also need to see this. And the fucking loop keeps going on.
They would DFS,
Insane.
depth first algorithm, depth first search. That's their goal. Like OpenUSD, how it explores each and every layer first and then moves on to the second layer.
I see. I see. Okay, we are done with this quiz.
Nice. All right, bro. Yeah, let's do another quiz. An hour left. We'll do till 11:45, and then we'll start
Yeah.
verifying our answers. Verifying. Under Lever's composition algorithm, which two of the following opinions qualify as local when building Prim's composition index? An opinion authored directly in the root layer of the stack. A. An opinion
Sublet.
Prim through reference. Yeah, sublayer is also considered a local opinion, definitely. Question to a reference arc omits asset file identifier and sorry my bad and supplies only a prim path. Example references master. How does USD interpret this versus when both an asset path and prim path are given? A reference arc omits asset file identifier and supplies only a prem path. Example references. And master, okay. How does USD interpret this versus when both an asset path and prem path are given? Okay, so emitter
Easy. Omitting identifier turns the arc into an array targeting the name frame. Supplying an asset path is what distinguishes references from inherits. I think A can be the answer, but let's read other options as well. Omitting the identifier produces a composition error. A reference must supply both an asset path and a prim path to the omitting identifier converts an arc into payload. Omitting the identifier makes an internal reference targeting a prim in the same layer. Supplying an asset path makes it an external reference grafting from another file. I think D is the answer.
wait. D omitted makes reference. Oh yeah, definitely D is the answer. Yes.
A prim is authored with the class specifier. What effect does the class specifier have on rendering and default stage traversal? The prem is marked ready for other composition arcs are prevented from targeting it. Hydra renders the prem reduces resolution and default traversals exclude from Hydra does not render the no Hydra does not render the prem. Okay, a prem is authored with class specifier, so C. Do you wanna
No, it's
change?
premise marked. Let me read it again. A premise authored class specifier. What does the class specifier have on rendering and default? Oh yes, yeah, that's correct. Definitely. I,
Which statement correctly describes specializes relative to other composition arcs? It is the weakest arts opinion apply only when no other
yes.
option.
Uh,
Wait, a broadcast opinion that overrides opinion no.
for,
A stage composes two sublayers. Layer strong.usda is listed first, stronger and layer weak.usda is still listed second. Their contents are shown below. What is the resolve frame specifier
with the box and
for
what's
box?
this?
I think the specifier is def and the size is 2. Over resolves is strongest non-over specifier and the stronger layer, the local size opinion wins. Easy peasy. Bro, initially I thought composition arcs would have been like the most difficult,
Fire is a def and size is strong.
but
Over
it
resolve is
is
stronger
quite the opposite.
specifier.
A team downloads the lockdown USDZ package from marketplace with internal prim naming they cannot change, but downstream
I can
consumers
go
need
up for
different paths, which
yes, I think. You sure it's gonna be D? Because it's in a weaker layer, right? So what was the question again?
bro,
What was the question again?
what?
Yeah,
It's the
wait.
simple question, bro.
Contents are shown. What is the resolve print specifier for the box and what size? But where is the root file?
Bro, it's saying it only has two sublayers, layer strong.usda and layer weak.usda. So obviously the strong one first is stronger.
Oh, well,
The strong one has defined it as size equal to 2.
so class
And also it is defining the prim. It's a trick question, bro.
specifier strongest layer of the opinion. No, yeah, I know it's a trick question, but I did saw this question, and I'm just trying to recall that if D is the correct one, what is the result from specifier for that size value composes? Size is two because of okay, yeah, I think that would be an appropriate answer.
They cannot change, but downstream consumers need different value which are addresses without unpacking and repackaging.
Which arc addresses this without unpackaging and
Relocates.
nice, but out of context. When debugging an unexpected attribute value in USD view, which two tabs are described as the best tool for identifying? the winning opinion.
What?
Layers tag
Uh,
and composition
Composition.
tab. Yeah.
Once again, when debugging an unexpected attribute value in USD view, unexpected attribute value in USD view, which two tags are described as the best tools for identifying winning opinion, composition and layers tag. That is. Hmm. Oh, this is from the YouTube. Okay.
Hmm.
Composition on one prem, a reference and an inherit are each deliver a competing opinion for color, and a variant set is also selected that authors the color. No local opinion exists under LibOps which color wins lever piece. So obviously variant set, because selected variant is evaluated immediately after local opinions. Inherit. So I think inherit will win. Before
Hmm.
which of the following USD data elements are listed editable across composition arc relationships are definitely listed editable. Attribute values such as float, no, sublayer, list, authored, inner layers, metadata. I don't know. References,
Which of the following USD data elements are listed
references,
across
inherit.
composition arcs?
Okay.
E-reference inherits, specializes, and variances. Which of the following USD data listed editable across? Relationship? Oh yeah, A and E. Yeah, definitely.
But one more sublayer list authored intelligence string token array custom metadata.
Oh, I don't think it's list editable. Oh, wait. Select three, right? Integer. And sublayer. Yeah, sublayer does also have a list.
Are you sure sublayer list authored in layers metadata?
Dude, you can edit the
Mm,
list directly, right? Like it's only asking for list edit.
no, you can list editable does not mean you can edit a sublayer. It means that you can
No, no,
pick
no. You
and
can edit a
append,
list. You
delete.
can edit a list. Not. I'm not. I did not say that it's gonna edit the sublayer like the files. I'm just saying like it
Mm,
can. You can move a sublayer up or sublayer down whenever you are in a root file.
mm.
So that's all. Like that's my understanding why sublayer list authored in a layers metadata would be also an answer that C. Like in integer string token, I don't think so. Attribute values such as float, radius, or prim, they are usually not in an array.
I'll do sublayer, but I'm not sure about
You will
the
see.
answer. Hmm. Question 10. What does relocate composition arc do, and what constraints apply to the path it uses, which is gonna do yes.
What
A.
does relocate
I'm not gonna
do?
let it be, bro. I think it's okay. When Liverpool's trace encounters a reference whose target file contains a variant set,
Uh,
how is the variant set evaluated relative to the reference? When a Liverpool's trace encounters a reference whose target file contains a variant set, the variant set evaluates only after payloads. Lib, LIB.
I think C would be C could be, but I'm also confused with B as well because over here they haven't talked about like do we have plugin info.json where we have a fallback variant authored already, even though there is no local opinion authored, or maybe the variant.
Bro, wait. 1 second. References compose first, and variant set is applied on top of the referencing. Wait. When a Liverpool's trace encounters a reference whose target file contains a variant set, How is the variant set evaluated relative to the reference? The variant set is ignored until a local opinion is reference file select it. I think it's gonna be B. Yeah, it's gonna be B. Do you
Hmm.
wanna change the answer?
Why is it's B?
Bro, it's very simple. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if you are like, let's say, you have this USDA code, bro. Why is it not working? What the fuck? What? Oh, the color. If you have the USDA code like this, right? And then you are trying to, there's a prim defining a reference.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then that reference file, you go to that reference file. And then in that reference file, you have, what the fuck? You have a variant set, right? Over here.
Mm.
But you also have local opinion. So what will you choose? You will choose a variant set or a local opinion? What the fuck are you doing, bro?
Thinking,
Midstream.
and I'm also trying just getting up for my posture, as doctor suggested me. Oh, variance sets. But my argument is, what if there is a fallback variant set already authored?
But they have not said that. If there would have been more information in the question, if they would have intended that.
Okay, yeah, let's go with B.
And what fallback variant set? What fallback variant set are you talking about?
You don't you do the we have in plugin info.json, you can set your fallback variant sets. So in a scenario where you have not authored any variant sets, right? So you can
Yeah.
set default fallback variant set that's a Python function that you can use to define, okay, if any no variant set is defined or selected, what will be the variants that it will go with.
Bro, that is only if there is no local opinion. Local opinion obviously trumps everything.
Hmm.
It's not gonna do a fallback.
Hmm.
And that variant set plugin thing that you are talking about, it works only when there is like you're defining it without any USDA data.
Hmm.
This is clearly targeting like talking about a USDA files that are defined.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it's gonna be me. A variant with a variant set can do which of the following inside its frame hierarchy? A variant within a variant set can do which of the following in its partially override properties on the owning print ancestor. Uh,
Different.
wait,
Oh,
wait,
ancestor
wait,
sibling prims. No.
wait, bro, wait. Composer opinion, the opinions of every variant in the set simultaneously on the say. Opinions of it. No, it's a new composition of the reference that exists only within that variant. Yes, C. Partially override properties on the prim or any dependent prim, define new dependent prim that exists only when that variable is selected. Yes, E. First compose opinions of partially override properties on the owning prim. I think D.
Yeah, D. Sparsely override properties on the prim or any descendant prim, not any ancestors.
Okay, question 13. A prim references an asset using an inner Q as the source prim. A prim references an asset using an inner Q as the source prim. rather than the asset's root world prim. The cube has a material binding to material defined under world. What is the result? What? A prim references an asset using an inner cube, references an asset using an inner cube as a source prim. Okay, so cube rather than the asset's root world prim, the cube. Okay, the cube has a material binding to a material defined under world. What is the result? Oh, both cube and its material compose. No, nothing composed around the prim because reference to source prim is not left. Default prim fails to resolve and is skipped. I think it's B, material composes, but geometry is all cube geometry composes. I think, no, not B. I think it's gonna be D.
Nothing Q composes the prime reference.
D. Yes, it's gonna be D.
The assets roots world prime. The cube has material binding to material defined another one. What is the result? The cube geometry exposes.
Encapsulation.
Yes. Yes. In a world trace, a root prim carries a local opinion, an inherit arc supplying blue, and a reference supplying green. If the local opinion is removed, which arc supplies the resolved display color? That and what is the result? Opinion. Opinion.
Inherits.
Hmm. When data is inherited from a class prim onto an instanceable prim, what is true about those values appear on instanceable prim?
When a data is inherited from a class prim onto an instanceable prim, okay, onto an instanceable prim. What is it true about those values appear on the instanceable prim? They are always authored on the prim, and the instanceable can't have local opinions. They remain on the class prim because instanceable prims block all inherited data. They are authored on the prim but stay weaker than any specializes opinion present. They are authored as a variant selection rather than as a direct opinion on the prim. No, authored on the prim but stay weaker than specializes.
They are always authored on the
Uh,
premise and instantiable prims can't have local opinions.
I think it's gonna be A. They are always authored on the
Prototype you
prim,
can have local opinions, and if a prince is instanced, why cannot they have local opinions?
bro, because instance proxy.
Opinions.
Their opinions come from the instance proxy.
Oh, but what would you consider color as? Opinion or not?
What do you think? What do you think?
It's an opinion as well as an attribute. So
Bro, opinion is the value of attribute, bro.
yeah, but like display color, and I do recall an example where we did define a local. Oh, we can define. Oh, wait, since instanceable prims, oh, they are always orthogonal prims. Instanceable prims can't have local opinions. Oh, they can have transformations, but oh yes, yes, that they remain only in class because
We can check this. I think it might be
they are
wrong, but
authored as variant selection rather than direct opinions to the prim. They are authored on prim but stay weaker. Why not D? They are authored as variant selection rather than as a direct.
variant selection, bro. How can it be variant selection? How can you directly inherit a opinion and make it variant selection?
You can make a variant selection.
You can, but you need to do something else to define it as a variant, bro. You cannot directly inherit a variant selection.
Okay, when data is inherited from the class onto an instanceable prim. It's saying instanceable prim. I think I would go with D. Mark
Uh,
D for me. Let's see.
They are authored as variant selection rather than direct opinion, bro.
I might be wrong, but
You are definitely wrong. I know that. A USD asset defines a prim that uses an inherits arc targeting a class prim.
Cube asset.
Cube asset. A USD asset defines a prim that uses an inherit arc targeting a class prim. Okay, downstream state scenario A overrides cube asset in a stronger layer, while separate state scenario B uses the same asset without the override, which proves the statements correctly describe the behavior of the inherit arcs and the class specifier. Using class specifier for cube asset signals that prim is abstract and prevents Hydra from rendering it directly, while still allowing inheriting prims to pick up its opinions. A. Override to cube asset authored in session there will affect only A composed stage. Scenario B's composed result is unchanged. B. Override applies to class prims that are ignored during the composition. Override applies to class prims that are ignored. Only defs and overt prims can receive opinions that can no override to cube asset authored in automatically. No. So I think I'll go with A and B.
What is the question? The USD asset defines a prim that uses an inherit arc targeting class prim. The downstream stage override the cube asset onto a stronger layer, while a separate stage scenario B uses the same asset without that override.
Mm,
USD, dude, what the fuck? Use class
mm,
specifier for the cube asset signal that prim is abstract and prevents Hydra. Okay, class prim. And the override to cube author and signal stacks the partition. Yeah, it's gonna be NB. Yes. When designing variant assets for real-time switching, which variant operations are considered heavyweight because they require a rebuilding of composition index? Hmm. How many? Two. Switching
B
code,
and E.
writing opinions, changing reference. Yes. Which statement about using specializes are broadly process up broadly are
Across the project are accurate.
what? The first loading, no. You using it avoid which opinion is stronger, no. Every arg add computation, but premature optimization is discouraged. It is considered safe because it always has weakest opinion. So D, definitely it overrides local opinion. So it suits prim. You intended to keep logged against any override. It overrides local opinion, so it suits prim. You intended to keep logged against any override. It defers loading of its prim until after
Mm,
sequence, and which is what makes it safe. It defers loading of its prims until.
Wait, I don't think it's A. I think it's gonna be. I think like every but much optimization is over measurement. I think it's gonna be C
I don't think it's gonna be B. Why do you think it's gonna be B?
because it's the weakest.
No, I think it's gonna be A. Wait, after the stage opens, this is what? No. It defers loading of its prims. No. Why would it defer it? It's a fallback. Okay, no. It's not gonna be A. My bad. It overrides local opinion. Yeah, it's gonna be B, C, D. Nothing makes sense.
Might be wrong, but let's
An asset
see.
inherit arc targeting an encapsulated class. A downstream stage overrides cube asset in a stronger layer, which statement correctly describes the scope of that override.
The
Mm,
verified scenario is composition. Only other stages referencing the asset are not affected or are propagated globally or are ignored because the override converts cube asset from a class group called F group. No, an asset user inherit are targeting an encapsulated class. A downstream stage overrides opinion. I think C.
Why? Wait. You're saying override is ignored because inherit
Oh wait. Downstream
override
scaling
is stronger.
override. Oh wait, I thought this is talking about weaker layers. I thought
The override propagates globally to all stages that reference the same asset.
an asset user inherit targeting an asset user inherit out targeting an encapsulated class cube asset downstream stage overrides cube asset in the stronger layer.
Where is
Select scenario A. I think it's an incomplete question.
I think it should be B. Like override propagates globally to all stages that reference the same asset. Because if you're mentioning about that asset or that prim, no. Override is only for prims. If override references that asset, then what happens? Is override allowed?
Bro, class prim is also a prim only.
No, yeah, but I know. So, but oh, if th- if it will if the assets are mentioned
I
downstream.
think it's gonna be A.
Yeah, it's gonna be A. You're saying override
Yeah.
convert view assets to okay. Yeah, it's gonna be
But
A.
why is it saying unencapsulated?
I don't know. An animator notices that switching a variant that only flips an attribute value is fast, but switching a different variant causes a visible hitch. Which variant change is heavyweight one? A variant that toggles? No. A variant changes reference path? B. A variant that changes? No. How many do we have? A B. It's gonna be B.
Why I'm seeing. Although inheritance is often compared to class inheritance in object-oriented programming, which composition arc is described as a closer analogy to OOP in specializes.
B. Hmm. Which statement? Variant set?
About variant set is correct. Variant set needs to contain exactly two variant. No variant set always forces default variant selection when it is author will exist on a prim without any variant being selected. A variant set automatically selects the strongest variant. I think C
Yes. Which specifier is the weakest and require prim to already exist in a compose layer class.
class.
And variant set below what determines which shading variant opinion actually compose.
Compose onto asset and where may the selection be. In variant set below, what determines which shading variant opinion actually composes onto asset. In variant shading variant opinion actually compose in variant set below. What determines which shading variant? What determines shading variant opinion actually composes onto asset and where may. I don't understand the question. What determines which shading variant opinion actually composes onto asset and where may that selection be authored?
Creep and variant sets color 3F. Only the selected variant opinion composes the selection may be authored in a stronger referencing layer.
Showing red over here.
Opinion composes and the selection may be authored in layer that defines the variant set. Only variant defined in the first set block. Every opinion composes together. No. So it's going to
Author.
be A or B only.
How many options? One.
One. Okay, then it's going to be
Only the selected variants compose the selection must be authored in the layer that defines the variant set.
yes. Yes.
But
Wait.
wait,
Wait.
you
Wait.
can wait,
Wait.
wait.
Wait. No. Like it's not necessarily that the variants are definitions. It's going to
Yeah,
be.
it should be exactly every variant being composed together and we will metadata set which one listed in the first is this
It's going to be A. I would say.
only selected variant opinion composed. The selection may be authored in a different or stronger referencing layer. Yes. Only the selected variants opinion composed. Yes. A character asset defines a variant set LOD whose high variant authors its own three-point references, high-res mesh.usda. When does that reference arc participate in composition? Only if reference is also declared outside, only while the high variant is selected. Yes. Mm.
When does that reference arc participate in composition? The USD layer file contains two level prims, a car and building, but its default prim layer metadata is not set. Another stage reference this layer without specifying an explicit target prim path. What is the result?
The USD layer file contains two top-level prints, car and building. Default from metadata is not turned on the state references. Without it is also an empty layer. I think A
Hmm.
or D.
Where USD layer contains two top level building, but because it default layer is not set. No, it will open. It will open, but it will send you an error.
How do you know it will open?
Yeah, because it will open with an error, I guess.
Hmm.
Yes, yeah, it's gonna be A. It's gonna be A. It's not gonna be D.
Hmm. Hmm.
Which statement reflects recommended practices for structuring a multi-person USD project? Select all that apply.
This statement reflects the recommended practice for structuring a multiple unit. So what actually differentiates is give each team its own sublet and compose them together later. Use reference rather than payloads for heavy geometry treatment paths as the binding overrides and the rip down the stream overrides dump all of the project users right while D. A variant set is designed for real-time logging, toggling. This type of variant operation is considered lightweight because it keeps composition index unchanged, swapping references, folder to scene, no changing uh, an attribute value, just switching a color from one value to another. I think we're going to doing this for the. Oh, bro, what was that concept? Composition index and then value resolution. So
Yes,
composition index is
it's
cached and
cache,
value resolution is not
not cache.
cached.
Yeah.
Okay. Hmm. Keep pushing through, hold on. Oh, okay. A reference targets the inner cube of an encapsulated good.usd. A reference targets the inner cube of encapsulated good.usd as its source frame rather than the world root. The cube binds the material defined under world. Which statements are correct? Binary carry their material regardless of the source frame. Using the materials automatically the
What
path under
work?
the cube binding. Okay. I think A will be able to only instead of whatever. I think the USD emits a warning that a relationship target refers to path outside the scope of the reference and ignores the target. The material binding breaks because the material underworld is outside the scope of a reference whose source is Q. Material binding breaks because the material underworld is outside the scope of ignoring the relation. I think CDE.
Hmm.
They remain composed. Okay, compared to references, what are the defining characteristics of payloads? They remain composed. No, they are validated before referencing. They are deferrable and can be loaded and unloaded
See,
on demand. The override local opinions when the prepoints they are weaker than references. Yes, that is true. The statement about specializes are accurate. It is the strongest. It can be overridden by what forces every prim that uses it load lazily on the page can be overridden by literally any other composition R. It is the weakest opinion acting all fallback. Yes, D and E. A root layer authors no radius opinion. Its first stronger sublayer workstream B.USD is no radius opinion. The weaker workstream A.USD authors radius as 4.0. What is the radius resolves and why? So root.usd is this work dot has this no value, no radius is for legal color okay. Radius C, very easy. Given the root layer below sublayer 1.usd itself sublayer 1a, then sublayer 1b. .USDA in the case of the ordering out opinions in sublayer 1b USDA compares to those in sublayer 2.USDA. I think sublayer 1b is stronger because sublayers are gathered depth first and higher listed in
yes.
sublayer 1.USDA. Yes. If you could keep only one composition arc, which one is identified as the choice and what is the stated reasoning? I think references was the answer over here because they let you reuse a prim that was defined in another file.
If you keep one composition arc, which one is identified as choice, and what is stated
Oh,
reasoning?
I think this was just a stupid joke in the YouTube video, bro.
Keep only one comment. Oh, yeah, okay, okay.
I don't think this is going to be a question. This is look at this. It's reference from the YouTube
Reference is
video.
brought onto set prop A via reference that sets color 100. A sublayer of the root color reflects a direct opinion color 010 on set prop A. What color composes and what
Answer is bought into set prop A via
yeah,
reference.
010 will be composed.
An answer is bound into set prop A via reference. That sets color 100 sublayer of the root layer authors the direct opinion colors 010. The sublayer of the root layer 010 on set prop A. What color composes and what rule governs the result? So 010 would be composed because local opinion the layer stack beats any reference opinion. Local overrides. That what the sublayer called. Yes. Okay. Easy peasy. A rigging team needs models to use renamed prim paths as they are placed into a rig without asking the modeling team to perform those renames. Which arc fits the scenario and what level does it operate? Or use relocate.
And in another,
Ranking needs models to use renamed prim paths as they place into a rig without asking modeling team to perform those renames. An inherent arc targets an encapsulated class outside the reference prim's hierarchy. When the asset is referenced elsewhere than that class is overridden, what is the effect and what is the pattern called? Local refinement, broken arc, destructive edit, local. I think A, broken arc.
Broken arc and inherited fails to target once this asset is reference.
Yep.
Yeah. Wait, but it's encapsulated, right? Targets and an class outside the reference frame hierarchy. When asset is referenced elsewhere, the class is overridden. What is the effect and what is the pattern called? No, no, it won't be broken arc, I guess.
Then what do you want to answer, bro?
Let me destructive edit, overridden, written back in a source layer. So
It
the
is going to be broken arc, bro.
global refinement and encapsulator is not repatterned, so the override broadcast every film that any target and measurement outside of then encapsulator is not repattern the surface of the override or local refine the class repattern so the override only. I think C. I would go with C.
How do payloads differ from references in OpenUSD? Payloads can be loaded and unloaded on demand, while references are always composed and present on the stage. A,
Can be loaded.
payloads are stronger, payloads are weaker than references in level P's. Payload composition rules can be applied to the same terminal in a readable way, just like references. Payload decomposition, no. So A, C, and D.
An asset with its own local opinion is referenced into a new layer stack. And what? A new layer stack and inherit arc is modified with a new value, and separately a new local opinion is authored. How do these resolve against assets local opinion? So the reference asset local opinion wins since local opinion has
An asset with its local opinion is referenced into a new layer stack. In the new layer stack, an inherit arc is modified with a new value. Inherit arc is modified with a new value.
LI.
In the new layer stack, an inherit arc is modified with a new value, and separately local opinion is authored. How do these resolve against the reference asset against the reference asset's local opinion? And no modified the assets new layer stack comes to inherit EFC because local opinion always wins. Alright, bro, it's 11:45.
Yes.
We did 40 questions in 45 minutes.
39, no? Why 40?
Yeah, 39 questions in almost 45 minutes. Or 43 minutes, I must say. 43 or something. I'll be right back and then we'll check. Taking a leak.
Reverberate.
Bro, I'm sick of this shit.
What happened?
The washroom is being used.
Mm.
right now. I wanna fucking, get a get a fucking room with my own bathroom now, bro. It's too much. I've been living like a student for like 8 years now.
What?
I've been living like a fucking student for the past 8 years now.
Mm. Same.
Bro, you have a fucking big ass home, bro.
Big ass home, but dude, have you looked at my bathroom? And dude, the thing is, you're living in a New York as well. New York.
क्या बचते हो हम? That's the only thing I keep telling myself to, cope.
Yeah, bro, you're living in New York. And as one of our angel investors has said, you won't be able to get such cheap apartments in New York, and then you will have to live in the pest.
Fest.
All right, bro, let's get started with the audio on the wait.
We can get started.
Yeah. My head is bored. No, like I've been up from like 7:30. I haven't slept. Fuck.
I see. Oh no. No, 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 no. Where the fuck did that shit go? What the fuck? Alrighties. Ow. Alright. So, first answer is A and D is correct. Second is D correct. Third is C correct. Why the fuck is this so slow, bro? Okay. Question 4 is A correct. Question 5 is D correct. Question for 6 is B correct. Question 7 is A and C correct. Composition tab and the layer stack tab. D is correct. Question 8. Ninth is A, D, and E. Bro, I was telling you. Sublayer cannot be list edited. I was telling you.
What is the A/B attribute values such as
D, and E, bro. Integer
integer
and string token.
array custom data? Okay, bro.
Shit.
It's fine, bro.
We
It's
cannot.
fine. Learnings, small mistakes.
We cannot keep learning like that, bro.
Bro, you what do you expect, dude? You are basically going through the whole documentation. You might miss some concepts at some point, and that's why we have these mock quiz to make sure that we always have a refresher of what we have learned. And
The
like,
thing is,
because
I cannot keep
OpenUSD
this
will definitely give
question.
you questions like that.
I see.
It's better to get wrong right now.
List
Except for
editable.
sublayers, dude, it
Okay.
is right over there. Except for sublayers, all list, everything is list editable. I just read it.
Where?
Go down. You did go down a bit. I think no. You did it is can you do, can you click on the, yeah, one more, yeah, yeah, over here.
Except for sublayers composition arcs. All composition arcs are list editable, means that each layer in the layer stack can sparsely prepend, append, or reset targets, which allow us to non-destructively edit composition. What is the composition arc, bruh?
Sub layers, all composition arcs are list editable.
I think this can be a question. Trick question. Select all the composition arcs that are list editable, and there are going to be 5 options, or like, you know, we can choose three options, and one of them is going to be
Like
sublayers.
attributes will be given, references would be given, integers would be given, and
Uh,
relationships would be given. But what I have observed is they are usually gonna go with two, not three, most of the time. Like they're, as I recall, there
yeah,
were,
3 options and correct options.
yeah.
3 options and 2 correct answers, or something like that. Okay. Blah blah blah, which means except for sublayers, all composition arcs target specific prim in the layer stack and allow the renaming of the target prim. As a result, flows across the arc. USD performs all necessary part translation to ensure that stage level queries work in the stage level namespace regardless of how many different or nested composition arcs and name changes contributed to the result. I see. All value of the reference is my prim that will be consumed during composition of super layer USD is element list file. Okay. Easy. All right. Question 10 is A, that is correct. Non-destructively delocates. We already knew that. 11th is C, damn. Hmm. The variant set evaluates its own file first. I think I want to confirm this.
Are we correct on this, or we are incorrect on
Wrong.
this set evaluates his own file first? Because yeah, I thought C might be, but for some reason I'm like, because liverbs, if you go with liverbs with that, then the answer should be C. But let's see. My brain hurts.
The variant set is evaluated inside the reference prim's own composition context. After the trace crosses the references, does not jump. So world references car, variant, color, the composition engine. First evaluates the outer prim, evaluated color. What? When a lever's car is encounters a reference to target file contain the variant set. How is the variant set evaluated relative to the reference? Variant set evaluates within its own files first before being pulled in as a reference. So default car, default def xform car, prepend variant color. Variant set color. Variant is equal to string color is equal to red. So variant set color is red and blue. Okay. Scene.usda, prepend references car.usda. Alright. And then result is green, not red, because this is a local opinion, is stronger. Yes. So variant set evaluates within its own file first before being pulled in as a reference. I'll contain the variant and all the variant reference. Yes, I know that. I think we already knew this. It's just the language over here was pretty confusing.
Hmm. But why not B? B is also correct, right? Or because of the language we got tripped?
It's because of the language. I think I don't know, bro. That's I don't know. We already know this concept. Okay, it's nothing new. So let's see. 12th CDE is correct. Partially override properties of the prim or any descendant prim. 13th D is correct. 14th C is correct. 15th answer is A, bro. I was telling you. You
Hmm.
were fucking like
They are always authored on prim.
yeah.
Principal can't have local opinion. They are authored.
I was telling you again and again.
Hmm.
When data is inherited from class prim onto an instanceable prim, what is the true about how those values appear on instanceable prim? They are always authored on prim. Since insensible prim can't have local opinions. Insensible prim can't have local opinions, so inherited values are always authored on the prim. Insensible prims do not block inherited data. Inheritance does not produce a variant selection. Blah blah blah. Okay. 16th is A and B is correct. 17th B and E are correct. 18th B, C, D are correct. Using it avoid which opinion is stronger confusion. Yes, I was telling you. 19th is A, correct. 20 is B, correct. 21 is B, correct. 22 is C, correct. 23 is A, wrong. What?
Which specifier is the weakest and requires the prim to already exist in a composed layer of forming a non-destructive.
Oh shit, yes, it was over, my bad. I think I did it in a hurry. Damn, bruh. Yeah, I think this was my bad. I
Mm,
was going too fast over here.
mm,
It is obviously D. Because class and def can exist without a pre-existing prim. Hmm. 24th answer is A, correct. Only a selected variant's opinions composed and the selection may be authored in a different or stronger referencing layer. Yes. 25 is C, correct. 26th is A, correct. 27th is A, B, D, correct. Yes. 28th is B, correct. 29th is C, D, E, correct. I'll still mark it for revision. 30 is C and E. Compared to reference, yeah, this is correct. Compared to reference or defined characteristics, yes. 31 is D and E, correct. 32 is C, that is correct. 33 is A, that is correct. 34 is A, that is wrong.
fourth is wrong.
If you could payloads, which one? Oh yeah, this was fucking, yeah, this was a joke in the fucking,
Mhm.
yeah. Matty said that he selected references, but people in the room were like the other people, they went with payloads. So that's why I think
35 is
C is correct. 36 D is correct. Relocates. 37 C. Oh, you were right. Global refinement.
yes, brother. Why would it be broken arc? It would be broken arc in a scenario where it's encapsulated. That's why. Like that's the only reason I went with, and that's why broken arc was not the one. And destructive edit never occurs in override. And local refinement won't be was not correct at all.
An inherit arc targets an encapsulated class outside the reference prim's hierarchy. An inherit arc targets an unencapsulated class outside the reference prim's hierarchy. An inherit arc targets an unencapsulated class outside. First of all, this fucking question is so hallucinating. An inherit arc targets an unencapsulated class outside the referenced prim's hierarchy. First of all, I don't even know what reference prim is over here. When the asset is referenced elsewhere and that class is overridden, what is the effect and what is the pattern called? Global refinement, the encapsulated class path is not repathed. on reference. So the override broadcasts to every other broadcast to every prim that inherits it. Okay. Hmm.
Oh, play with Prime. Nice.
What?
Nothing. Prime has brought FC26 on Luna, like their online streaming service.
Hmm.
Oh, shit.
Like gaming.
Yeah, FC26 gaming. Streaming, like also online, yeah, streaming or whatever we can say. Gaming
The
service.
the same thing that Bhaskar used to play with.
Yeah, like the NVIDIA GeForce. Like they call them as streaming services because eventually you're streaming a game or something.
Hmm.
Like as like similar to running a video playback, which requires compute. This gaming also requires compute, but not in levels like. But it's definitely higher as compared to playing just a single video.
Hmm. I see, bro. I was thinking of playing FC one day.
Yeah, bro,
It's been like 6, 7 months, 7 months since I've last played.
play Argentina versus take the revenge of each and every over there. Beat the hell out of Argentina.
Bruh, 38th ACD is correct and 39th is C correct. Okay.
Nice.
So I got one,
I got two in
two,
like for compared with you. You are more correct.
three,
Four for me. Five
four,
and six.
five. I think five.
Six for me.
So 5 out of 40 wrong.
39, brother.
Sorry, 39. My bad. Uh, 34 out of 39. It's
87.
not bad, but
My
it's not
God.
great.
We nailed it in composition.
87%.
Yeah, bro. It is like I did 87. For you, it would be 89. Yeah,
Hmm.
89 for you.
I see.
All right, bro. Yeah, let's end the stream. Adios.
You don't want to continue, are you sure? It's only 12:10, bro.
Yeah, yeah, bro. Dude, I've been awake still since 7:30, and I do have to get up in the morning around 8 again because I have a meeting, early morning meeting. It's just for today and today. Tomorrow, I will sleep in the afternoon, like take a power nap or something.
Okay.
Mm,
Tomorrow we'll do probably some pipeline development and debugging quiz.
mm. Nice.
Ooh.
All right.
Okay. Let me stop the stream. Oh, exact 2 hours. Two people are watching, but that's fine.
Mm.